What's it been like for you the last few years and how you've grown as a linebacker?
I just say it's just been a blessing, coming from college, being a safety, coming to the NFL, coming to the Jets organization, getting transitioned to linebacker. You don't know what's going to happen. Like you just said, being able to accomplish something as an extension, it's just been a blessing. But none of that would have been possible without the people that I've been around these last few years. Obviously, give all my credit to CJ, Quincy, my last coaching staff, Coach Sala, Brick, Rudy, all for them just for believing in me and giving me an opportunity. Tearing my Achilles my rookie year, them still believing in me and giving me a chance just because they saw my determination and how I handled the process of rehab and stuff like that. Getting my chance, each year, my second year, maybe 20 plays total. Third year, moving into like the little Sam linebacker spot and ultimately getting my chance to show what I can do. So, again, it's just all been a blessing.
I know it's early, but what's like your feeling about what this defense is going to be like with Steve Wilkes in here?
I'll say, for me, I believe in the process. Obviously, I can't tell you what tomorrow's going to bring and what it's going to look like, but what we've been able to put on tape, what we've been able to put together and creating this new foundation, to me, it looks good. I believe in all my teammates. I believe in myself. And, again, I believe in our coaches. So I think we're going to put together a great game plan every week to go out there and compete and do what we have to do.
How do you think you guys have adapted to the culture that Aaron wanted to bring in here?
Like I just said, it's all about just buying in, you know what I'm saying? Again, just meeting Coach Glenn this offseason, the first time we got our chance to speak to each other, I felt like we hit it off. The connection was there. Same thing with our new linebacker coach, our new defense coordinator, and all the other coaches. But again, it's just about buying in. And you can't do that unless you get everybody around you. To change the culture, to create a standard, everybody has to agree with it. It can't just be me. It can't just be them. So by me signing that extension, they believed in me. And, one thing they asked me to do is, become a leader and help bring people along, help people buy in. So that's what I've been trying to do this whole OTAs, this whole camp. And I feel like I've done a good enough job at it. Obviously, we still got ways to go. Each from the free agency to the draft, minicamp, all that. It's just a process, building blocks and stuff, but everything's coming together though.
After just seeing him throughout practices, just your overall thoughts about Justin Fields and just how he's looked out there.
Only thing I can say is I'm glad he's on my team now. Obviously, when he has the ball in his hands, he's very dynamic. You don't know if he's going to run it. He can launch it 1,000 yards. He can hit easy checkdowns. I watched him when we were in high school and college. So, again, just having him on my side now, that's good for us. And also it's able to help us game plan for other quarterbacks that are mobile like him as well. So, again, I think he's looked spectacular, and I'm excited to watch him this year.
What's the process been like of learning the new defense?
For me, I enjoy learning. So the fact that, I have a new task at hand, being one of the leaders of the defense, taking the initiative to learn everything about the defense so I can help others, again, bringing people along because I'm able to understand stuff and learn quickly. So I've actually enjoyed this process, same with my coaches, Wilkes and Coach Curry. In our linebacker meetings room, they've been super fun. He's been super interactive with us. He listens to us. He helps us relate our new defense to our last defense, so it's easier for us. And again, I just think this process has been great.
At your position, do you have to learn the entire defense, more so maybe than guys on the line, kind of need to know what they're doing on the line, but you're moving people around, you're making checks, do you have to kind of learn the whole, what everyone's doing?
Yes, sir. I wouldn't say in every defense I have to learn it, but I take it upon myself too, because you never know, someone might get a concussion one play. You never know, it's a crazy game, so somebody could be shaken up. Somebody just might be out of breath. They might not hear me in the huddle, give the call out. So the fact that if I'm able to know everything about the defense, I can help my brother line up. At the end of the day, as long as we got 11 cleats in the ground, that's all that matters. So that's why I take it upon myself.
You said become a leader. That was a challenge for you this offseason, but you had been considered a good leader before. So what do you mean by become a leader?
I wouldn't say I was a leader in the past. I felt like what I used to think was you had to actually get in the games to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? How could I tell someone how to do this and I wasn't able to show that I could do it? So the fact that I got my opportunity to show that I could, and as I'm still growing and learning, I feel like I'm becoming a better person, a better leader. Guys have learned to trust in me and to listen to what I say because, again, I've showed it. So that's what I mean by that.
When we talked to Quincy, he said he had met up a couple times with CJ this offseason just to talk and pick his brain. Do you still have a pretty consistent line of communication with him?
Oh, yeah, I love CJ. You know, he doesn't live too far. You know, we always get our hair done together. So whenever the hair lady comes in town, you know, we get our hair done. I actually just text him just to check up on him. Because, again, without him, for this process for me would not be possible. From the day I got here, you know, he just poured into us. You know, he let us know everything, you know, and I miss having him in the room. You know, it's definitely a hole in the wall without him. But, you know, again, I check up on him just to make sure everything's good with him. Again, he's my brother from another mother, and, you know, I love him.
Jamien, what do you see in front of you? The defensive line, a lot of different personnel this year than in years past. What do you expect from that group this year?
I see a bunch of guys who's hungry. I feel like they're going to get after it this year. You know, I'm super excited. They got a good coach in E-Dub. You know, they're led by Quentin Williams, you know, guy that's been established in this league. We have another kid from Auburn, BC, so, you know, that's exciting. And we got a lot of young guys. You know, Will McDonald's growing into his own. Jermaine's coming back. Michael Clemens look good. LT's growing. So, for me, the sky's the limit for them. And, you know, again, I'm excited for them. I'm excited for us.
What's been your overall thoughts of just Aaron Glenn and just Steve Wilson, this defense, and what they're trying to implement here?
I think my overall thoughts would be, you know, AG's super intense and they want the best out of everybody on the team. Hard work out of AG and Coach Wilkes is super important, and I wouldn't want any other way. That's the only way I know. And so it just building that consistency and trying to be consistent day in and day out and just being on our details, man. It's a new system for everybody, and I feel like we've every day we've taken strides to get better and better and learning from our mistakes and not making those same mistakes twice. And ultimately, you know, when we come back in training camp, I feel like we'll be able to hit the ground running because, you know, they prepared us well to be able to go away and still be locked in and know, you know, the exact assignments and, you know, learn from those mistakes and come back and hit the ground running.
Michael, you talk about being super intense, and we saw that throughout the spring here. But today was a little lighter, a little more fun. Did that surprise you, or?
Yeah, I was probably surprised. I was surprised a little bit because, you know, like you said, you know, it's one way. And he demands us to be the best players, but also, you know, tells us trust the process, and in return, you know, he'll take care of us, and you know that's kind of what happened today, and so I was super grateful for that. But you know that's how it is, man. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard work, and in return, as long as we trust the process, you know, all the benefits and everything will come with that.
How frustrating was last year for you health-wise? It just seemed like you just couldn't catch a break. You just kept having stuff pop up. Like, how tough was that?
Yeah, it was super tough. I think for one, more mentally than physically. Like everything physically was going on, everything like that. But mentally, just trying to make sure I was, you know, kind of staying in things, not being down, and trying to prepare the best I could so I could help my teammates and at least try to make an effort to make it through a game and be out there for those guys because, you know, I wanted so bad. You know, we all knew what was at stake. You know, for everybody who was here last year. And so, you know, I definitely wanted to make sure I did everything I could to, you know, kind of just do what I could for them. And ultimately, you know, things didn't work out. But I'm in a lot better place now. I did the work in the off season and everything like that, and then throughout OTAs, and so I feel really good.
How long did it take you after the season, like before your back felt better?
I'll say probably like 2 months. Like after like February, like when I came back up here and kind of got like re-cleared, you know, in February was kind of when everything felt like I could start working out again and doing those things.
Was it just rest that you needed, or did you have to get treatments?
Yeah, I was getting like treatments, rest, rehabbing like 3-4 times a week for, you know, 6-7 weeks, and doing that, and then you know that paid dividends. So I feel really good now.
Have you seen anything different? Sauce comes in and has the 2 Pro Bowls, 2 first-team All-Pros right away. Last year, by most metrics, he didn't have quite the season that you're used to from Sauce Gardner. Seen anything different in him this offseason and his focus, intensity, attitude, anything like that in terms of getting back to where he was?
Yeah, I think Sauce had a great year. I think his standard is so high because he's such just a different player than everybody else on the field. So he is who he is, and he's a special player. But he's been the same dude, man. He's focused. He's locked in. He's a great teammate, great friend, and he has all the physical traits. Like, he's just dominant. That's who he is. And I think his mindset doesn't change one way or the other. He's the player that is, like you said, 2-time All-Pro and 3 Pro Bowls and everything like that. He's that player, like in practice and in the games and off the field too. So.
Does Aaron Glenn's history as a Jets top defensive corner mean anything to you guys? Like, does that resonate a little bit more because he was in your shoes however many years ago?
Yeah, it's really cool having kind of all these guys who played in the league and can really say they really understand kind of what's going on and how things happen on the field and things like that. So it's definitely it definitely resonates. You could be able to approach those guys, those coaches, a different way because they really get it, and they give good feedback. They all played at a high level, and so I feel like that's just a wealth of knowledge and wisdom that we get to take advantage of and only make us better players.
How hard is it to take instruction from a corner who went to North Carolina?
I mean, not that hard because he had 40-some picks. So I need all the knowledge he can give. I'm trying, we're trying to get that rock and create turnovers and make big plays. So, it's all good. It's all love.
What's it like, and how beneficial is it to have 3 defensive back coaches who seem to be specializing on 3 different areas? It looked like you and Clark had your own private tutor out there.
Yeah.
Nickelback coach.
Yeah. We kind of always had the previous staff. We always kind of had our own Nickelback thing. I think this year is really cool that we're meeting together. Safeties, corners, nickels, and everybody's hearing the same thing. And all the positions are interchangeable. I guess you can flip and flop and put people in different spots, and they can play that position at a high level, and at least help you understand where certain people are supposed to be, how these plays are supposed to work, because you were in the meeting and you heard, hey, he's going to be right here, so you play it that way, and then that builds another level of trust throughout the whole secondary.